not at a premium but at a discount. And therefore, one of our big vision is that by 2047, India should be the biggest producer of green hydrogen, use renewable energy. India is a champion of, we are climatically blessed. We can produce renewable energy, use renewable energy to crack water, produce green hydrogen. And our objective is to become the cheapest exporter of green hydrogen and be the largest manufacturer of electrolyzer. The fifth thing is that India is pushing for cutting-edge technology. We have a national mission on artificial intelligence. We have another mission on quantum computing. As I said, we are focused on green hydrogen, and we are pushing. We believe that chips will be a very major challenge because the world will be more from mobile to mobility to defense will all be driven by chips, and therefore we have a semiconductor mission in India to drive this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, while India has pushed this structural reforms, it has pushed for digitization, it has pushed for infrastructure, it has pushed for green growth, there are very many challenges in the world today. There's a challenge of a conflict in the heart of Europe today. The period of stability which existed after post-World War II is over. You had a conflict in Middle East now, and you have a ceasefire, but situation is fragile. You have a situation where global value chains have been impacted and will be further impacted with the Make America Great Again policy of Donald Trump. And you will have a situation where new forces of production of artificial intelligence, quantum computing, while they'll have a huge impact on production and productivity, unless we are able to have a hold on the assumptions, they can trigger conflict in societies, and therefore you need international regulations for them. We also have our domestic challenges, and the challenge that India must grow with enhanced agriculture productivity, India must grow with exports, India must manufacture more, India must ensure that we are able to improve our learning outcomes, health outcomes, many other things. But despite all this, I'm a great believer that this is not merely India's decade, but this is India's century. This is India's century because we are the only country which is a $4 trillion economy but is growing at about 8.2% to 3 metros every year. It is the only country in the world which is making about 30 kilometers of roads and about 12 kilometers of railway lines every day. It is the only country in the world which has increased its solar energy by about 31x in the last 8 years, and it is the only country which does about 50% of the real-time fast payments in the world.
Invite Siddharth on the stage for a photo with the group. Yeah.
ठीक है आगे ले आते हैं।
Transparent manner, to be the first country in the world to do classification of categories.
So in India, every asset manager can launch one large cap fund. You can have one large cap fund, you can have one mid cap fund, you can have one small cap fund, or one focus equity, which is a concentrated equity fund. The benchmarks are unified and are comparable. Every industry player will use that benchmark so that the performance is comparable. The way performance is calculated, the way it is evaluated, the amount of work that we do with the SEBI to ensure there are best practices, and we always compare ourselves with the best in the world. But I can say with pride, there are many things which are yet to be followed by several countries in the developed world yet, and when the representation from the ISPO and the other forums come, they get positively surprised by the things that we have done over the years. Skin in the game. So all of us, the leadership of every asset management company, our fund managers, analysts, a part of our salary is invested in our funds. Every asset management company, beyond the minimum amount of money that they need to keep net worth to run the asset management company, also invest in the fund in a certain proportion. I mean, the kind of skin in the game that you have in a mutual fund industry will be absolutely unheard of. This is my favorite slide and I go on, but in the interest of time, I'll again repeat the Morningstar study which said that Global Investor Experience Report of December 20 that top grades due to their robust disclosure practices. Just my colleagues who are sitting here who have been associated with that.
Congratulations to the leadership of Amphi and Ami. This is my third trip to Delhi, attending Republic Day. So with 3 different presidents. So probably I've been to more Republic Days than any president of Indonesia. Not because of that. I think it's because I think India and Indonesia have a lot in common and can learn from each other, and I think we can grow together. Now, again, people say that's because your name is an India, must be Sanskrit based, and you air a lot of Indian drama, which I do, and they become #1. No, that's not because of that, but I sincerely believe that there are a lot of things that we can do together. Let me share just a few points, if I may. #1, coming back from Davos just this early morning, people talk a lot about collaboration in the intelligent age, because with AI you can pretty much do many things. They also talk about geopolitical recession, and some of them also talk about sustainable future. What India has done from 200 billion asset under management to become 800, 900 billion asset under management, that's really a breakthrough, and I think it is a breakthrough at global standard. And #2, I think Indonesia, with currently, if I'm not mistaken, about $60 billion, has a lot to learn. And what is exciting, listening to your good self presentation, is that, it's nice to have resilience, right? We are countries from global south, right? Resilience in health is always good. We had the bad experience in COVID. Resilience in food, we need to learn from you. Also, in many ways, rice, sugar, corn. But resilience in finance is good. All those growth that we're talking about. Now, in 2045, and for India, I believe 2047, that's give and take centennial of the independence of our 2 beloved countries. Right? Now, if we can get there, not only in terms of the size of the GDP, which very soon India is going to be #4, Indonesia hopefully #7 during that range, but we can increase the welfare for the people and also share the fruits of our labor, like what you said. That's something really something that we can be proud of. So, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot be more proud to be part of this. A little bit about Chambers of Commerce and Industry. In Indonesia, it is stipulated by law that you become members of Chambers of Commerce and Industry, whether you are big corporations, small corporations, cooperatives, state-owned enterprises. So underneath Chambers of Commerce and Industry, you have 38 provinces, I believe. You have similar, like 28 states, is it something like that over here? And when I was in Davos, just like in the last few years, what is interesting is that the ones that actually promote India with the economic progress and the competitive advantages are not, again, the central government, it's actually the state government. So this time, I'm also coming with 22 Chamber of Commerce from the region, and they can learn all from you also about how you make this happen. But again, congratulations to our Indian colleagues, and congratulations also to our Indonesian friends. And hopefully, together we can make it. And congratulations for Republic Day tomorrow.
I would just like to take the opportunity to invite Mr. Pradhan, the Executive Director SEBI, who is with us on. Can we get the Indonesian delegation quickly on the stage?
बस ऐसे फोटोज खींच सामने से